Today we're doing a deep dive on a really interesting piece of tech, the COLMI R12 Smart Ring. It's only $70.
Right, which is what makes it so compelling. It's promising the features you see in rings that cost 7, even 8 times more.
Things like heart rate, sleep analysis, blood oxygen, and it even has this tiny little touchscreen, which is unique.
Hmm.
But the mission for us today is, pretty simple. Is this a game changer for budget tech, or is it just too good to be true?
Well, the first red flag, for me at least, is the transparency, or really the lack of it.
Okay, how so?
With premium rings, you get clinical validation studies. They publish the papers. With COLMI, the website just has these vague phrases like enhanced optical biological sensors.
It means nothing.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
pure marketing fluff. It's designed to sound impressive, so you don't ask what it actually is.
And does that vagueness, that inconsistency, carry over to the physical device itself?
Oh, absolutely. They claim it's a titanium finish, 5 ATM waterproof, wireless charging. But reviewers say it just feels plasticky. Like it has a thin metallic coating. And some listings say stainless steel, others say titanium steel. It's confusing.
So if they're cutting corners on the outside, what's going on with the internals? I heard the battery math is questionable.
It doesn't add up, not at all. The battery capacity is maybe 15 to 18 milliamp hours.
And to put that in perspective for you,
A premium ring like an Oura starts around 60 to 80, so it's about a quarter of the size.
yet it claims a similar 7-day battery life.
Right. So how is that possible? Something has to be compromised. Either the tracking isn't happening very often or the sensors are just not very accurate.
So let's talk about that, the actual performance. Does it work?
Well, yes and no. For just, basic daytime step counting, it technically functions if you don't care too much about precision.
But for the important stuff, the health metrics people actually buy these for.
That's where it really falls apart. The sleep tracking, for instance. When compared to medical-grade devices, it was consistently off by 30 to 60 minutes.
Wow. So it can't tell the difference between you lying still and actually being asleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then there's the app, which is supposed to make sense of all this data.
And I'm guessing it doesn't.
It barely tries. The app literally just dumps raw numbers on you. It'll say, your heart rate was 72.
With no context, no trends, no recommendations.
Nothing. Zero actionable insight. It's data for data's sake.
And that little touchscreen you mentioned?
It's kind of a gimmick. Reviewers found it turns on accidentally all the time from just normal hand movements. Plus, it only shows military time.
So a lot of little frustrations. But here's where it gets, I think, really concerning for anyone thinking of buying this. The customer support stories.
They're not great.
Not at all. We saw so many reports of rings just dying after a month. One story that stood out, a person bought one as a gift. It stopped charging.
Okay.
They contacted support, explained it was a gift, so they didn't have the order number. Support asked for the order number 4 separate times before finally just saying they couldn't help.
That's
Yeah.
not just bad support. That's actively unhelpful.
Exactly. So to kind of bring this all together for you, what are we looking at here?
I think you said it perfectly earlier. It's a $70 device that delivers exactly $70 worth of technology. The sensors sort of work, and the software barely tries.
It collects data points, but delivers zero knowledge.
That's the key. It's information without insight.
So that leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. If you just need a cheap activity monitor, it technically works. But is collecting data that has no real meaning or context, is that the same as just wasting your time and money? Should you always prioritize actionable insights over the sheer quantity of data?